Yo, still Bills, what's the deal, man? I just dropped my baby off at daycare. I'm headed to plantation, man. Peep game though, man. Nigga a little excited, man. I'm making my grand return back to LA next week, man. I'm overjoyed about that. Man. But peep game, man. I ain't get to talk about Rosado versus Jaime Mungia from Saturday, man. Yo, that was a brawl. That was a real good fucking fight. Real entertaining, real high energy. A lot of punches thrown. Them dudes fought, man. Like, if it was ever, that might go down as a great, like, you know, this Puerto Rican versus Mexican war, this rivalry that's been going on since the 70s and the 80s, maybe even I want to say about the 70s. That's most definitely going down as one of the greats. That was a brawl. That was a brawl, man. I seen the I think, look, man, first off, man, shout out to Gabe Rosado, man. Every time they count that man out, he pulls a rabbit and he comes back and shows that, man, nah, I ain't done yet. He's most definitely a dude that I think he's a very underappreciated name on a resume, man, because he's just gonna give you everything that you can handle, and if you can't handle it, you out of there, man. I fucks with Gabe, bro. I'm rooting for Gabe. I really am, man. People, you know, all the losses he has and all of the knockout stoppage losses that he has, people tend to, you dig, come on now, get up in there. People tend to underappreciate him, you dig. He is somebody that you should beat in most cases, but he's also a dude that you can't rule out because he's Philly tough, man. The dude he's a tough dude. So I fucks with Gabe, man. I fucks with Gabe, and I think he's at the point in his life or his career where he's somewhat of a litmus test. If you can deal with the toughness and the toughness of a Gabe Rosado, you should be alright once you begin to step up in competition, because he's gonna push you to your limits, and that's what he did on Saturday with Jaime Mungia, man. I think what killed it for him was just the fact he was just not even well, yeah, it did kill him, because it looked like he was trying to take, you know, youngin in the deep waters and drown him. I think that was genuinely his intentions, to just take that man in the deep waters and drown him. Because you started to see him picking it, like when it looked like Jaime was getting tired, you seen him pick up the activity. You seen him pick it up, man, and you seen him pick up the activity. But the thing is, Jaime, I don't know what the fuck, this dude's endurance is wild style. Because when you're thinking he's getting tired, he's throwing more. That's what caused Gabe Rosado that fight. I think if Jaime Mungia, he gasses out, and you dig, he lowers his punch output, he's possibly, you know, he possibly gets stopped. He possibly gets stopped, man. But that proved to be the difference maker, man. His endurance and him throwing more, him upping his volume deep in the fight. I gotta salute that, man. That was a good fight right there. That was a great fight. That was highly entertaining. Jaime needed that test. He needed that. He needed that, man. The kid is ready for a big fight, man. This is a fucking former world champion we talking about. There's some things he can brush up on, man. One thing I've noticed, he keeps his hand low in the pocket, man. He was eating a lot of hooks on the inside. A lot of short shots on the inside, because everybody, I'm telling you, I don't know, man. One thing about, you know, I was watching some footage of Mike Tyson last night, man, and Kevin Rooney would really instill defense in the Mike. You dig what I'm saying? Like, he never did this with his hands. His hands was always up on the inside. So even if he's eating shots and he's feeling them through the glove, it's getting to the glove and then to him. It's a bit of a pad between, you know, what you want to call that? It's a bit of resistance there, you dig? So I'll feel the shot, but the glove is gonna feel it first. So it's gonna take the sting of the shot off a little bit. I saw that from him, man. His hands got a little low in the pocket, and he was eating a lot of unnecessary leather on the inside. Now, granted, this boxing is gonna happen. You're gonna get hit. As Trump tight as your defense is, you're just a shot is gonna seep through. It's just about making sure the kill shot doesn't get through. And if he's fighting somebody on the inside who's a big puncher, that could be a yikes. That could be disastrous, man. But nonetheless, the dude really impressed me, man. He continues to step up. Eric Morales is really doing a great job with it, man. It's time for a big fight, man. I know he called out Golovkin. Let's see how Golovkin looks after next month against Murata, because I wouldn't feel comfortable putting him in there with Golovkin if I was Morales. Not yet. I would not feel comfortable doing that. I would not feel comfortable doing that, man. Yeah, I don't. People keep talking about, oh man, he's old and this and that and the third. He hasn't shown signs of attrition, man. He hasn't. His last 2 fights, yeah, he went through the ringer, but he's had a fight since then, and I didn't see any signs of slowing down and wear and tear on him. And he clear as day still has the power, he still has the punch IQ or the boxing IQ. And now he's doing shit where he's hiding his uppercut. He's hiding certain punches, so you can't see where they're coming from. So I wouldn't put him in there with Golovkin just yet. I wouldn't do it just yet. I think after him being pushed by Gabriel Rosado like that, you'll see an up in his endurance, but get him another tough fight, man. Get him another tough fight, and maybe we can see where he's at with Golovkin. I think he is. Get him in there with the Charlo. Get him in there with Andre. Get him in there with them cats. I think he's ready for them. Maybe I'm speaking too highly of Golovkin. I don't know, because I was a hater of Golovkin. I'm still not the biggest fan of him, man, but he really gained my respect. I think Golovkin is one of them cats who was kind of a cut above the rest. Him and Canelo, and then right up under that was Danny Jacobs. Like I look at this stock of middleweights, and I'm like, man, them motherfuckers over there was great. Those were greats to me, man. Like Danny Jacobs, with the skill set that he possessed, he was just an incredible boxer to me. But people get to the bag and they get a little complacent with their careers. It's harder to stay hungry when you eating. So it's been drag out in activity for Danny Jacobs, and I don't know, man. But nonetheless, those three at that particular point in time was the three. I think they separated themselves from everybody. I'm not seeing a wide gap in separation with these middleweights now. So I think he's ready for Charlo and Andre. I think he's ready. I think he'd have an easier time with the likes of an Andre than Charlo. Only because, Andre starts to fizzle out in the later rounds. He starts to fizzle out. I think he can find it. I think he could find Andre and continue to put pressure on him. If Liam Williams can find him and put pressure on him, Golovkin, Jaime can do the same damn thing. He'll find him, he'll pressure him and wear him down, body shots, and his just relentless counter punching. His relentless combination punching will really pay dividends for him. I'm not saying he beats Andre, but it's a good fight for him. It's a real good fight. It's a damn good fight. Charlo, I'm not too sure. I think he could beat Charlo too, but it's just he keeps his arms a little too low in the pocket for me to be able to deal with Charlo like that, man. Charlo doesn't want to have to go find you. I don't, you know, Charlo's right there to be hit. He's in your face. He's gonna willingly exchange with you, or he could pump the jab like he did with the Revianchenko. That's something that I did not see happening with him, man. He did that shit real well, but yeah, so I don't know. But the Revianchenko ain't no Jaime at the moment, man. I think he beat the shit out of the Revianchenko. As of now, the Revianchenko that fought Golovkin, different ball game. Or the Revianchenko that fought Jacobs, different ball game. But right now, I think he crashed. He crashed motherfucking the Revianchenko. But I don't know. I think with, you know, the shots he was eating from Gabe Rosado, I think it's gonna be chaotic if Charlo clips him with those same shots. And I think Charlo would clip him with those same shots on the inside. I think he can win the fight though. I think he can win the fight. He can put punches together and fluster Charlo. He can put punches together and fluster Charlo and squeak out a 12-round decision, but Charlo could, you know, keep him honest as well, man. So I think he's ready for a big fight, man. I think he's ready for a big fight. It's enough baby in him, man. Dude got about 40 fights, 50 fights, or some shit like that. He has the amount of fights that fighters have retired on and made the Hall of Fame. So he's ready for a big fight, man. Like, why does my forehead look so big? I swear to God, my hairline ain't receded, y'all. My forehead is just dragged. Okay, that's why I be covering it up. Matter of fact, yeah. But yeah. I think he has what it takes to beat Charlo. He has what it takes to beat Andre, but it's time to get that man in get him some big fights, man. He's young. You know, if he loses, hey man, it could be a learning curve, a learning experience. There ain't nothing wrong with losing. Motherfuckers lose. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. Sink or swim, man. It's enough with the protection. This dude is a former world champion. And he's grown enough, you know, he's grown enough with moving up to where it's like, all right, now it's time to, you've grown enough. You should be able to deal with these, you know, these top 10s and these top 5s and these champions in the division. Except Golovkin. Except Golovkin, man. He'd eat a lot of uppercuts with Golovkin. But yeah, let's get him in there, man. Let's get him in there. Let's look to get him in there. Your next fight, you should definitely be aiming at Andre in your next bout. After Andre gets through this fight, y'all both on the zone. There's no reason why you shouldn't have that fight. Go get it. It's looking like Charlo's gonna be facing off with Canelo for Cinco de Mayo. Go get that Andre work, man. It's right there for you. It's right there for you, man. I think that'll be a damn good fight. That'll be a damn good fight, and that'll give Andre the necessary name needed to hope, you know, for aspirations to get a fight with Canelo. Because I think Canelo should fight him. So that's how I'm feeling about it, man. Let me know what the fuck y'all think. If I'm burnt the fuck out, if I'm on or something, man. Like and subscribe, yo. Peace.